We are joined now by a guy I've wanted to talk to all day long. He is an expert on audio. His name is Frank Piazza, president and founder of Legal Audio based in New York City. Frank, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, John. Good to speak with you.
So now here's the question of the day. How difficult is it to alter a tape recording and have it not sound like it's altered?
Great question. Okay. Let's just kind of say that there are a lot of softwares and a lot of ability digitally to change, manipulate things. Anybody who has any, kind of a hobbyist kind of feel for this stuff can do that. Yet, when you put it under the examination, you will find the inconsistencies, and these things will show up. I would guess most people who are hearing this audio that we're all talking about, probably hearing it through their radios or, in situations where there's a lot of noise happening around them. And you can imagine when the analysis starts to take over and we start to really look at the audio file, we can actually get a visual of it. We can determine many, many things about it, and it will reveal things that will show that there is altering or tampering.
Was this technology for altering and tampering available at the level back in 2003 that it is today?
Yes, I would say that would be true. There have been digital editing systems that have been around now for probably widespread for closer to 10 to 15 years. So, yes, in 2003, certainly someone would have the ability to go ahead and do the tampering or the altering or the editing, however you want to approach it.
We're talking with Frank Piazza of Legal Audio. Could anybody do it, or would you really have to have quite a bit of expertise?
Well, that's the key. Yes, you have to have expertise to go ahead and push it past someone who is a professional like myself who can determine this type of, these type of edits. An average listener, someone who doesn't pay attention to the details of audio, they're going to miss it. They're going to miss it, and it's easy to get it by the average ear, but to professionals, people who really spend time looking and listening for the problems as opposed to what sounds good, will find it.
Have you done work for police departments or any investigative agencies, Frank?
Sure, absolutely. I've worked for the FBI, for the U.S. Postal Service, for the U.S. attorneys, many, many local police departments throughout not just the state of New York, but across the country and globally as well.
I apologize for not knowing that ahead of time. I really didn't do quite enough research but I guess, I'll admit it and bring it out right now. Have you ever had a case where you did such an investigation and it came out undetermined? I can't really tell if this has been altered or not.
No, I have not. And also, it's not commonplace to get that sort of case. When somebody is suspecting altering, it's usually brought up by the attorney on the other side, and they say that, well, let's try and work this audio recording or this video recording down to its barest bones. Let's just make sure that nothing went wrong. And it's part of the process of confirming, usually, that something hasn't been altered. But when things have been altered, you'll find them. But as far as anything getting through me, I haven't had that experience yet. So far, I'm batting 1,000.
So if I'm ESPN, or if I'm the Syracuse Post-Standard, or if I'm the police department, or if I'm the U.S. Attorney's Office, or if I'm the Secret Service, of all the people using this piece of evidence, in this case involving Syracuse's former assistant coach, Bernie Fine, your advice to me with regard to this tape is, what should I do to be sure?
Well, sure. I mean.
What I'm asking, I didn't phrase that very well. What should I do? Now I come to you, Frank, and I say, I want to be sure. What should I do? And what do you tell me?
Okay. Well, the authentication process. Proving that the tape from beginning to end has, not been altered or edited in any way, is something that you should want to pay attention to. And yes, there is science behind it. As I mentioned earlier, you can actually, see the waveforms of audio. There are spectrographic analysis softwares and instruments that will tell us so much about, how the audio is performing. But one of the key things would be the background that's happening behind the audio. That tells you so much as well. But what I would say is that, you want to find out in your investigation, because the analysis is investigation. You know, I say investigation. I'm not really like, you know, a private eye or a detective who's going out there and looking after the details of how something happened. But when you investigate, you want to ask questions like, for example, was this audio made from a cell phone? And how long was the conversation, the full conversation?
So there's a lot you need to know. There's a lot you need to know. And once again, here's your hat. Why'd you hurry? And we're out of time, and I thank you so much for taking yours to talk with us. That's very helpful. Frank Piazza, president and founder of Legal Audio.